Okay. Welcome back, everybody. This is TRP, the Rvest podcast, where we discuss financial, economic, and
everything for the youth.
yes,
It's the podcast done by the youth for the youth. That's my new slogan, by the way.
of course. And I am your host, Andiswa, and this is my co-host.
Tshemollo.
Yes. We hope you enjoy this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Press the like button and follow us for more. Anyway, so, alright, there's something I want to discuss with you. It has to do with money, obviously, but it's banks, institutions, financial institutions. I want us to go deeper into this because I've heard, and I am part of, that percentage of students who don't actually know how to go about choosing the right bank, right?
Okay.
And you'll obviously go and ask this person and say, oh, what's the best type of bank for you? And they'll recommend their own bank due to their personal experiences.
Okay.
And I'll also recommend that specific bank due to my personal experiences.
Okay.
But no one really looks into what the banks charge you for, how much, on a monthly scale, how much your bank charges would amount to. As a student, you also need to bear mind with that because you know
student budget.
You understand? Yes, you're not on a salary. Do you get what I'm saying? And also the type of bank card that you use because they come with different charges. Exactly. So I want us to branch into that because I am looking for a new bank.
What's the problem?
On the market for a new bank.
What's the problem? Before we go for a new bank, what's the problem with the current one?
Okay, there is no problem with my current one, right? So I'm using NetBank as of currently, which is going great. It's going great. And then I had Capitec, right? But then I compared my monthly bank
So
charges.
you do that?
Yes, I do. In total. And then Capitec was higher, but I didn't use it as much as NetBank because I use NetBank on a daily basis. And then my Capitec was ridiculously high.
What do they charge for?
They charge for the descriptions are different, but it's the same thing. I guarantee you it's the same thing. They say bank e-note for SMS. How are you charging me for notifying me that this is how much I have left?
But can't you switch that off? I heard that people you can actually switch that off.
But is that not supposed to be free? I'd understand if, let's say, they were charging me to send proof of payment to someone for R1. But now it's 50 Rand, 15 Rands. And I'm just for an SMS.
Okay, it's number one. So you said...
And some banks don't charge for that.
Which one?
NetBank doesn't charge for that.
For SMS?
Yes. For notifying you how much you have left, they don't.
So now you'd want the one that wouldn't charge you for that?
Yes, that's something basic that a bank should provide.
Then what about withdrawals? How is it?
Withdrawals, that's a service. Okay, also SMSs are a service. But as a student, and depending on which card you're using, I feel like it should differ.
So you're using Capitec, right?
I was, and I stopped.
Okay. Now I want to understand this other thing about Capitec. Then why is Capitec that expensive that it makes everyone who's using it to not even look at other banks when it comes to withdrawals? You'll get maybe come on. You'll get that next door there's a NetBank. But you see a line
at Capitec. I think it's the deception behind it. A lot of people think that Capitec is cheap when in actual fact it's not. It's not. There's only a specific group of people who use other banks, and they'll have this mentality that it's expensive. Like Discovery Bank, a lot of people think Discovery Bank is expensive, but it's not, and it actually isn't. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think it's us not actually doing thorough investigation and how much am I going to be charged off of a monthly basis through this specific bank and that bank?
But I think the way to go about it, right? So there's something that they taught me is that to avoid, as you said, the reason you actually are looking for a new bank is because of charges and things like that. Okay, first, I want to address something before I come to that. Is this thing of when there's another ATM, actually other ATMs usually charge the run extra. So there's no need like to wait 30 minutes before you get your money just for it to run extra. Because the withdrawals usually charge 7 rand. Then that run extra is because you're using like another bank, right? But to avoid also those costs, you can actually withdraw Koboma ShopRite, Pick and Pay.
Yeah, it's cheaper.
It's cheaper actually
than an actual ATM.
Than like an actual ATM. So you can actually withdraw that. I think like as a student, whenever you're going to buy groceries, you can do your withdrawals there. You know, do that. It actually would limit your costs. But the other bank, as you said, you're looking for a new bank. So now this is not a paid. They're not paying us. This is just my opinion.
Yes.
Time Bank.
I heard of Time Bank, and to be quite frank, it's not convenient.
How so?
My brother has Time Bank. It's not convenient.
You know,
Now the thing is with Time Bank, right? You have to go through Pick and Pay to withdraw.
not really. You
But
withdraw
most of the
at
time,
bank.
but most that's unnecessary charges. That's unnecessary charges. The thing is,
But okay.
yeah, even Capitec as well.
Yeah,
But
I'm
then
just saying it's
I'm looking for banks that are convenient, that are out there, that are easily accessible at any time.
But Time Bank is a fixed
I'm not saying,
withdrawal rate. It's 7 rand.
I don't
At any bank.
dispute that it's a good bank, right? I'm just saying it's not convenient. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because most of the time, people who use Time Bank withdraw their money through Pick and Pay, and you'll find that you can't even withdraw after the working hours of Pick and Pay. And then now, what must happen?
You go to an ATM and withdraw.
Okay, but I don't want to.
But Discovery Bank is also like that. You go to an ATM and withdraw. They have a fixed rate. But that's nice about Time Bank. You know how much does it charge you monthly? How much?
I don't know.
1 rand.
Okay.
To keep your money there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
So when you speak of like charges, things like that, Time Bank has everything. Has now also has immediate payment. Actually, if you're a student,
Nice.
if you're a student and you actually get an allowance about 3, okay, can you actually even get a credit card from Time Bank?
That's not good.
Credit is
It
good.
is, but also isn't. It is, but it also isn't. I feel, no, not that I feel like. Through economical analysis, right? Credit. Yes, but it's the truth.
Okay.
As much as the world glorifies credit, actually isn't good. It's a way for
what?
It's a business strategy to pull more customers. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's the same as me selling you something, right? And you don't have the necessary funds at that moment.
Yeah.
I pull you through credit, right? And if you don't pay, I know you're not going to pay your credit in time. I know you're not.
Okay.
So therefore, you're due more money, right, than your initial amount, right? And then what happens when you can't pay back that money?
Which is usually rare, but you get blacklisted, right?
Exactly. And how many people out there are blacklisted or in debt because of credit? There are people out there who are driving G-Wagons. No?
Yeah.
They're driving expensive cars, living in big houses on credit. On credit.
What's wrong
So you
with
prefer credit over like instant payment cash?
Yeah, I do. Because like you know what's nice about credit, eh?
There's certain things that you can take on credit, and there's certain things that you can't take on credit.
Like
that you
what?
shouldn't. It's not wise.
Yeah. There are things
wise.
the things that actually you can't, or you prefer not to, right? But credit is good actually because like if you look at things like a lot of people, as you speak about G-Wagon, how much is it? 1 point something M. A lot of people don't have to save like their whole life before they get that 1 point. And when they get that 1.2 M, G-Wagon is no longer in fashion. Or driving a G-Wagon doesn't maximize utility. Like today's money is not the same as tomorrow's money.
True.
Right?
Value is not the same.
Exactly. And also, if I can do things now and pay later and maximize my utility, I think that's good. I feel like if it wasn't for credit, a lot of people would be depressed. As much as like people get depressed from credit, but I think like depression would have been worse if it wasn't for credit.
Okay, let's not backtrack. Let's get back to the point. Right?
Yes.
So you're telling me, right, as a student, okay, you use this, let's say for example you're using Capitec and they grant you credit, right?
Yeah.
Of not more than 10,000 rand. Right?
Okay, why would you take 10? You see, also
I'm saying the
amount,
limit is 10,000,
yeah.
right?
Okay.
So they grant you that credit. As a student, do you think it's wise to take that credit?
For what?
Exactly.
No, it depends for what. Really. It depends for what. Maybe for books.
Okay, understandable.
Right? Maybe the student, maybe you see an opportunity to actually sell something to the students to increase your income. Right? So it depends. So credit, you're right when you said there are other things that you can't take on credit, like they are unnecessary. But credit, they're like it's smart to take it for something that will actually pay off that credit. On top, like don't take it for something useless, right? Don't take credit for clothes. You know,
which what most students are going to
would
do,
do,
obviously.
right?
Yes.
So that yes, that option of Time Bank having a credit card will actually need someone who's actually financial literate, right? Who knows how to use money wisely, right?
Right. So you guys heard it. Be very wise when taking credit. Don't take credit because you want to go buy bottles because you want to look all cute in front of people who also don't have money. So, you understand? You and I are the same. We're broke. We're still broke. Be financially wise. Actually, banks do offer a savings account and investments.
Okay, investments, yeah.
And you can, like, think about it. If you put 50 rand every month, like, into investments, not savings. Savings
into savings.
It, like, depends on what makes you feel happy or what you're comfortable with at that moment.
Yeah.
Someone might not be as free or open to investing into something than saving.
Okay, fair enough. But in terms of banks are good, like for usage, use them, maybe even save.
And not investments.
And not investments. But yeah. So, but people are different, right? I have my type of bank. But I'd like to know now, since you are looking for a bank, what is your ideal bank?
I think everyone's ideal bank is to not have a bank that doesn't have charges.
Then how should a bank function?
At all. I know it can't function without bank charges, which, yeah, it's inevitable. But then, I think that's my ideal bank.
Nah, but it's unrealistic. Come back to that. Nah,
unrealistic. Let's make it realistic. Let's make it realistic.
Okay, I think that is only possible. Maybe, let's say, a non-profitable bank. Students let's say now students come together. Or youth. Then they create like their banks. And those banks like will fund students, will fund, but yeah, a minister would actually handle those funds. But I'm thinking,
but then obviously that minister who will handle those funds, if they are not corrupt, people's money is not going to disappear. Next thing, the bank app doesn't work and your money is gone.
So ideal type of bank is what?
South Africa. Private banking is the best.
But if it's private, then we should go with the charges.
Unfortunately, yes.
But I'm still saying, like, if you want, we can actually open a youth bank.
Run by the youth.
Yeah, CEO Tshemollo handling the funds and everything. But think about it. It's my IP though. It's my IP, right?
Your IP that was formulated through Andiswa's question.
But it's my IP.
Let's just
So
leave
let's
this
have
thing of having positions because clearly as South Africa,
but we need a leader though.
we don't have leaders in South Africa. Such things are non-existent in South Africa. Okay, so anyway, elections are coming 2024. Make the right decision, please. No ANC, right? So my ideal bank would be a bank with like low charges. Say a bank that takes at least maximum 6 rand or 5 rand per month just on bank fees, right? It's like service fees. And then if let's say you're swiping, or especially for students, if you're swiping, say at least they take 1 rand off of every 150 rand or off of every 200 rand.
For students?
Yes, for students, strictly for students. Or like 2 rand at least. You know, that would be, but then unfortunately.
But don't they have those like
that's,
student accounts and things?
They do have student accounts, but some banks you'll find, like with Capitec, that's what I experienced with Capitec. They told me that your Capitec is free of swipes, and only later on I found out that it actually wasn't free of swipes. So what is actually going on with Capitec Time Bank?
So I said I think good banks, Time Bank, we said Nedbank. I think students will actually look for those if they look like they're looking for like low charges and the student bank idea. If you can come like as students, as the youth, and start our own bank.
And we make it NGO.
Yeah, non-profitable.
Yes.
No,
no
not
CEO.
NGO. No NGO. NPC.
NPC.
You know why NPC?
Why?
NPC says that the aim is not to make profit, but if we make it, it's fine. So
if you make it, I feel like there's a catch.
No, there's no catch. Like guys, trust me,
there
right?
is a catch.
Like look at me. Like look at me. No.
Backtracking to when you said he wants to be a CEO.
No, look at me. I'm like, I like to believe that actually if we start a bank for the youth and I become the leader, I'll actually take it to new heights. So call me.
I personally think, and I'm cutting you out on purpose, I personally think it is best we do not have anyone in any position. We all run this bank as a collective. Listen, right? Like an app. We create an app, right, that manages our finances. Do you understand?
Sure.
And non-profit. Do you understand? Because who's that? Where is that profit's gonna go to the person who created?
It's gonna like pay for organized events for students, help students with networking.
That's if students are interested in that. But
But
at
they
this
need
point
that.
in time,
But they need that.
that depends, right? Then you can create another one that has that. Andiswa,
You want free
vouch,
thing.
right? So in the comments, you guys can say who you're vouching for. I vouch for a bank, right? That is free of charges, right? That is controlled by the youth as a collective.
It's a collective.
Yes.
But you need a head, right?
No,
So-
we don't need a head. We've got each other. We've got each other.
Okay, so clearly she doesn't want me, but I know you want me. So do the right thing. Find me on media. This description we're gonna add there where you can actually maybe start with a poll or something like that, or a sign up. Yeah. So I'm gonna create something like that, and I'm thinking we should start it like that bank, the youth bank. Yeah, by B. What's up?
So, in the comment section, right, we're gonna open a poll, and you guys will say whether you agree with the NPC, right? And then, is it an NGO? I need to be educated on that.
It's kind of the same thing. Non-governmental organization.
Okay, yes, or an NGO, right? So
And the same
Tshemollo's
thing.
is the one that will generate, if it can generate profit, right? And my question is, where's that profit gonna go? And we all know they're all gonna give you promises and say, oh, we're gonna organize events and all that. Then they give you a 1-star event.
But the profit is, you know, it's fine. That's not for me to discuss.
Okay, it's for them.
Or an NGO where we can create an app. Everyone can manage their money through that app and no charges at all. No profit, nothing. Zero. How about that?
But how do we sustain
no cards
that?
needed, because we're entering a world where cards are no longer needed. Right? So you can manage everything off of your phone.
Okay.
Right? So you guys will choose between the NPC, NGO.
Same thing, man. Anyway,
I say NGO. And no, there's no CEO, there's no whoever create, like, yes, we can give creds to whoever came up with the idea,
yeah.
but no, this thing of there's a CEO and then
A leader, we need a leader, but it's fine. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share your ideas. But thank you for tuning in.